Welcome to today's meditation time. Our time of quiet, our time of inspiration, and perhaps most importantly, our time for us. These are those moments in the day where the rest of the world just has to wait. We come and we focus on the present moment. We focus on our breath. We focus on our well-being. And what we find is that when we do that, the world just keeps on going. The world doesn't stop. There's nothing bad that happens. All that we need to ask of ourselves is just to let the world keep going and come back to what we need. And that's what we're going to do in these moments that we have. So let's get comfortable where we are. You can either sit up tall, crossing your legs. You can extend your legs. You can lie down on your back, just whatever feels good. And once you settle into a position that works for you, I would invite you to gently close your eyes. And once your eyes begin to close, take a long, slow, deep breath in. Just allow yourself just to take it in as much as you physically can. And then when you're ready, exhale, let it go. A long, slow, deep breath in. Exhale, release it out. Let's go 2 more like that. A long, slow breath in. Exhale, let it go. 1 more. And release. And then you just continue in the space where you are with your eyes gently closed, either seated where you are in your spot or lying down. But finding some comfort in your body and finding some nourishment from that breath. And all this week in our meditation times, we are focusing on the concept of peace. And so for just a second, I want you just each to picture, when I say the word peace, what do you see? What's the image that comes across your mind's eye? What's the memory that comes up? What's the visual when you hear that word? Peace. And the reason that I chose peace for these few days this week is in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King and his life and his legacy that he gave to us in the years that he was with us on this planet. The impact is still felt today, and if there was one word that would capture all the work that he did, I believe it would be the word peace. And so one day this week we focused on peace in our minds, one day we focused on peace in our emotions, and today I want us to focus on something external. Because oftentimes what we do is we try to get all the peace on the inside and we do our very best job of nurturing that, and then we go back out into the world and something causes it to go awry. So let's focus this idea of peace on something outside of ourselves. And what I'd like for that to be is the place that we go to work every day. And if you're a student, it's where you go to school. It doesn't matter what kind of job you do, but where do you go to spend time to earn your salary, whatever it is, to take care of your bills, your responsibilities, to grow in your profession, all those different things that kind of capture how we spend our time during the work week. And so I want you to think for a second, and I'm going to think in my world as well. How often do you feel peace at work? And not so much peace coming from internally, but how much peace is there in that physical environment where you spend so much time? Just think for a second. Where do you go on a regular basis, and what is the environment, what does the atmosphere feel like? And I do want to validate the fact that we can't control other people. We can't control corporate focuses. We can't control policies and procedures unless we are the ones that own the business. So most of us are kind of working underneath someone else's ideas, someone else's mission and passion and plans and expectations. But there's a word in Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is the language of yoga from thousands and thousands of years ago. And in Sanskrit, there's a word called dharma. And what the word dharma means when we translate it is it means purpose. And so what I'd like for us to do is I'd like for us to think about our purpose that we serve every day. Not the job that we go and do, Not the name on our name badge or on our letterhead, but what's your purpose? When you get out of bed each day and you go out and you serve in whatever way that is, what's your purpose? What's your Dharma? And there's actually a quote in this yoga text called the Bhagavad Gita that says, it's better to do your own Dharma, your own purpose, and do it imperfectly than to set out to do someone else's Dharma, someone else's purpose, and do it perfectly. And so what it means is you got to walk your path. I know that we all have to have jobs. We have to pay our bills. We have to be responsible for our livelihood. But that's not your path. That's not your purpose. It's the place that you go to work. It's the place that you go to serve. For some of us, it's a place that brings us joy and fulfillment. For some of us, I know, it's just a job. But y'all, that's not our purpose. Sometimes we get in this path and we get in this rhythm. We feel like we're doing a good job and we're doing it perfectly, but we're serving somebody else's purpose because we've forgotten to take care of our own. It doesn't mean we're all going to quit our jobs. We're all going to go on a pilgrimage and try to find our path, our purpose. But what it means is, if you want to experience peace in your workplace, you got to know what your intention is. You got to know what your purpose is. It's not a magical answer that we look up into the clouds and we discover. It doesn't magically occur at the turn of a new year. It's something we have to seek every day. And when we can start to do that, we will experience peace in the workplace. No matter who your desk is next to, no matter what kind of person your company's owner is, no matter what kind of policies and procedures you have to follow that maybe you don't even understand. If we can truly nurture and foster and grow in our understanding of our Dharma, our purpose, no matter where we work, we'll experience peace every day. It will be peace that is internal as well as external. And I know for some of you, you are seated there just thinking, yeah, but you don't understand my situation. You don't know the place I have to go. And you're right, I don't. But I do know that if you show up for meditation as often as you do, you're seeking that Dharma. You're seeking that purpose, which means that you want something more than just showing up to work every day. So what I'd like for us to do is just spend these next few minutes just trying to begin to foster a connection to our own Dharma, our own purpose. And I can tell you, because I've been on this path for a long time, I can tell you that once you discover it, you hold it precious inside of you. And you don't let things distract you from it. There may be a glimpse, there may be a tug on your attention, but you always come back because you worked too hard to discover it, to connect to it. So let's start that work here and now tonight together. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in and exhale it out. And a long, slow, deep breath in and exhale it out. And one more long, slow breath in and exhale it out. And as we sit together, I'm going to just say a few things and then I'll grow quiet and then I'll say something else. And then I want you just to let these ideas just kind of sit with you and begin to foster this development of your understanding and your connection to your purpose. The first thing I want us each to realize is there is just one me. There's not another one like me. There's just one me. Just think about that for a second. Believe it. And then I want you just to understand and then eventually to believe that each human being has their own unique and special DHARMA purpose. Each human being, all 8 billion of us, each of us have our own special and unique purpose. Just think about that. And then I want us all to realize that if those two statements are true, then there's only one purpose that's mine. It's as unique as my personality, as my quirks, as all the things about me. There's just one like mine. And then the final thought that I want us to sit with together says that if I don't seek out my purpose and wake up every day striving to fulfill it, that purpose will never be realized by this world, because there's just one me. Sometimes that makes us feel overwhelmed, but I would propose that it makes us feel incredibly special. And if we want peace in our everyday lives, all we've got to do is start to tune in and figure out what our purpose is. Not our job, not our title, not our credentials. The unique, precious purpose that only belongs to each of us. And so I'm not proposing that in these next couple minutes that we have that we're all going to just magically know what it is. But what I'd like to do is for us each just to commit to stay open to trying to discover it a little more each day. Each time we sit in quiet and meditation, that's your chance to be open, to connect to yourself. Each time you sit out in nature and you look up into the trees and the big blue sky, that's your chance to gain a little more connection to it. And there's so many of these moments that come throughout the day, we just have to pay attention to them. So let's start now. Continue to breathe. Just be open. See what's revealed in your mind and in your heart. The text of the Bhagavad Gita tells us it is better to do your own dharma, your own purpose, and do it imperfectly than to do someone else's perfectly. So as we get ready to close out our time together tonight, I would tell you that one of the most amazing gifts that comes once you've discovered your dharma and your purpose is your ability to say no. And again, I don't just say these things as a hope and a prayer. I say them because this is what I'm living. And I want you to get to this point too, because once you understand your purpose, your dharma, when something comes into your path and it's presented to you or it's asked of you and it does not fit with what you know your one unique purpose is, you feel incredibly empowered to say no. You don't have to explain. You don't have to apologize. You just are okay with the fact that you're saying no. And again, this won't happen magically today, but we've started something. every time you grow quiet in these coming days, whether it's outside, under the sky, under the trees, sitting in your quiet, comfy, cozy spot at home, or in meditation with me or with whomever, pause, tune in a little more, and just keep listening. And I promise you, if you will do that, little by little, your Dharma, your purpose, will be revealed. And then you'll be able to show up to work or wherever it is you have to go. You'll take that peace with you, and you'll set the tone for the environment. Step 1, we got to start somewhere. Namaste.